If you are selling coaching and or courses or wanting to start selling those and build your own business, a really common question is, should I offer refunds or guarantees, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today in this video. I'm going to share with you the reasoning behind offering refunds and guarantees and not, and what I personally do and recommend. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so the reason why you would want to offer a refund or a guarantee is pretty straightforward. It's to minimize the risk that a potential client will take on if they end up buying from you in terms of hiring you to be their coach or buying your course in whatever way they buy from you, so that if they try it and it doesn't work out for some reason or another, or they don't love it, they can get a refund. And that minimizes their risk of making the investment. And the theory is that it increases the likelihood of them buying from you. And a common argument or theory is that if you offer a refund or a guarantee, the percentage increase that you'll see in sales will offset the amount of refunds or refunds or the money that you'll have to give back or refund from people who ask for that. So that's the theory behind that. There's also the theory that that's just the way you should treat your customers. You should bear the risk as the business owner so that your customers have no risk and they should feel so taken care of. Now, here's the thing. My personal opinion and what I teach is very, very different from that, and I will tell you why right now. It's not because I don't believe that you shouldn't take care of your clients, or that you shouldn't have to, as a business owner, bear the risk for creating a really high quality product, right? This is not about that. I want to make that very clear. However, the reason why I recommend what I'm going to recommend in just a second is because when it comes to creating coaching, when it comes to working with someone as their coach, or even working with someone as their teacher through them buying your course, here's the thing. You cannot do the work for that person. So for example, when I work with business coaching clients, either through my coaching or through any of my courses, the only thing I can basically guarantee is that, look, the quality of what I'm going to be coaching you on, of the course that you're going to be buying, is going to be best in class. I can guarantee that over 1,000 people have gone through my courses, and there's so much social proof and testimonials. I've been around for a good amount of time. So that I can guarantee. But all that being there, I cannot guarantee how a student is going to react to that. If I show up to the coaching calls, I do my best and I do everything possible, and a client shows up, is like, oh yeah, I love this coaching call, and then goes off and doesn't do anything until the next time that we get on a call and we're having the same conversations over and over again, there is almost nothing I can do about that. I mean, I can, as a coach, ask, hey, what's going on? Let's see if we can really break through. Is it fear? Is it something else? Is it time? What do we need to do to fix this? But you can only have that conversation so many times. If you cannot, as a coach, want that result more than your client wants it, no matter what industry you're in, if you're in health, career, relationship, I mean, any type of coaching you can think of, it's the same thing. Same thing for a course. If I am offering hey, look, if you want okay, well, before I move on to that, I want to really just recap that. So the first thing is, you cannot guarantee results through coaching and courses, because this is not like, for example, you delivering a product where you create the product. So for example, if you're delivering a website, you're a site designer, right? You have control of that product, so you can possibly do some sort of guarantee where I guarantee it's going to be an amazing product and so on and so forth. If you are creating some sort of plan or proposal, yeah, you can guarantee that it's a plan or a proposal that that person is going to find satisfactory. If it's something where it's 100% on you, or if you're delivering a product, right, like an iPhone, well, you can print it, you're in control of that iPhone. If you're Apple, you can guarantee that it's going to be defect free, it's going to work well. You can guarantee things like that. But with a course or a coaching product, that's different because you're not in full control of the product. So I want to make that piece really clear. That's really important to understand. Now, the second piece, which I was starting to get into a second ago, but is a whole separate thing of in itself that I want to talk through, is that the type of person who succeeds in a course or working with a coach is not the type of person who needs a refund or guarantee. And I will tell you this. I do offer a conditional refund, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But what I have noticed over the years is if someone emails in asking, what is your refund policy? Can I get a refund if, I try this and it doesn't work, so on and so forth. And some people will even say, hey, I know I need to do the work. I know you've been around for so long. I know you have all these case studies, but if for some reason it doesn't work for me, can I get a refund? And we'll, share with them our conditional refund policy. But what I have noticed is someone who emails in and asks, 99.9% of the time, they end up asking for a refund. And the reason for that is because in their minds, they have already made the decision that they are going to allow the possibility that it is not going to work for them. Whereas my most successful clients and students in my courses, same thing, they come in, and I want to make this clear. It's not that they aren't scared. It's not that they're not feeling maybe not super confident. They have just made the decision that they're going to give it their all. And they are going to figure out how to make it work for them. And so because of that, they're not coming in looking for a guarantee or a refund. They are prepared to take on that responsibility for themselves because ultimately, with coaching or a course, you as a student or the client, you are responsible for your results. And so they have come in knowing they are going to do whatever it takes to figure it out. They are not looking for a refund or a guarantee because they know anyone as a coach or a course provider who is guaranteeing you results, that's not an integrity. If I was a health coach and said, I can guarantee you're going to lose 20 pounds, how would I do that? Maybe if I went to your home, stalked you every minute, watched what you ate, made you work out with me, maybe then I would be able to guarantee that you could lose X number of pounds, right? But aside from that, which you're most likely not going to be doing, it really is, you can provide the best guidance in the world, but that client or that student you're working with has to be willing to follow it. And what I'm sharing with you is the mentality of someone who is ready to do that work and get the result versus someone who is just hoping for like a magic bullet solution, which coaching and courses are definitely not that. It's the same thing with going to school. When you went to high school, college, right? You could have gone to the best college in the world. You could have had the best teachers in the world. If you didn't go home and study, if you didn't do the practice that you needed to do, guess what? It didn't matter. I can speak from personal experience. I worked my butt off in high school, went to Princeton, which arguably has some of the best professors in the world. I decided I had quote unquote made it after all my hard work in high school. And so I, in my first few years, did not go to a ton of my classes. Guess what? Because I didn't show up, I didn't study, I didn't do the work, it didn't matter how good the content was. And so it's the same principle when it comes to coaching and courses. So again, to recap before I walk you through my recommendation, because it's really important for you to understand the why before we talk about the answers so that you're not just doing something because some person recommended it. if it's me or someone else, doesn't matter. You're understanding the why behind it so that you can apply it to yourself and build a truly successful business versus something that's just cobbled pieces of advice that you accepted from other people, right? So basically, first, you cannot guarantee results. Second, you want to make sure that you attract the right type of person anyways, and someone who is looking for a refund or guarantee or needs that before they buy is 99.9% of the time. Again, there are always exceptions to everything, so there will be some exceptions to this, but the majority of the time, someone who is not all in and not going to be the ideal client or student. All right, so with that said, what do I recommend? Well, I will tell you right off the bat, for coaching, I do not do refunds or guarantees. Now, when you're starting out and you don't have a whole bunch of testimonials, I understand this can be a little bit scary. What I did when I started out and I was in that same place was I charged a lower price. And because of that, I was able to say, hey, look, I wasn't charging like pennies, right? But it was relatively a lower price for my industry. I charge a really competitive price. And I said, hey, I understand. Oh, I didn't say this, but the pricing was basically because, hey, I understand, I'm new, you're kind of taking a risk on me. I gave lots of value up front to kind of offset the, hey, who's this person? And they don't have client testimonials yet. So I talk about that in a different video that I will share at the end of this video. So don't worry, I've got you covered on that. But let's focus on this right now. So basically, I did that, and I never offered refunds or guarantees because you cannot do that for coaching. And especially with coaching, that's time that I'm not going to get back. It's not like I'm just delivering a product that I can get back or rescind access to for a course. It's time. And so I'm saying, hey, look, I'm investing in you as a client by giving you my time during our calls, in between our calls, all of that, my experience. Your investment is the financial investment and the commitment to do it for yourself. And so that's what it is. It is what it is. That is one of those take it or leave it situations. And I want to make it very clear. That doesn't mean don't show up for your client, don't provide the best service possible, over deliver the heck out of it. Yes, absolutely, you need to do that. What I'm talking about is the refund or guarantee piece of it. So I want to make that distinction really clear. Now, when it comes to your courses, that is a little bit different because a course is something where, and what I recommend is to eventually start with coaching, and eventually after you've worked with a few clients, you understand how they think, you've gotten some results, you've improved your own marketing and sales skills, to transition into courses. So with that being said, with courses, it's a little bit different because you do the work up front, you create the course. And then you've got the course done, and it's very easy for you to sell it or not, or to deliver it, because you don't have even shipping costs or production costs or anything. It's just, hey, here's the course. Maybe you have some minimal hosting costs, but that's really negligible. And so with that, what you can do is offer some sort of refund policy for your courses. Now, here's the thing. I do not recommend offering a, hey, come in, buy it, try it. If you don't like it in X amount of days, go ahead and get a refund, 100%. And the reason for that is this. I have tested, I'm an engineer by training, so I've tested every single thing you can think of. I've tested, hey, if I do this and I minimize the risk for my buyer, maybe I'll make more sales than I would have otherwise, and the refunds will offset the potential refund. The increase in sales from that will offset any refunds I might get. And what I found is exactly what I just shared with you earlier, that it did make more sales, but it actually, the refunds completely offset any potential increases in profitability because I was drawing in the wrong people who came in knowing they were going to most likely ask for a refund. People who came in, looked at the product, and were like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this anymore. It was an impulse buy. Building a business like my employed entrepreneur course sounds really nice, but I'm not willing to do the work. Let me go and ask for a refund. And I don't want people like that in my courses because they might as well save their time and money, you know? And so what I ended up doing is, for my smaller courses that are a few $100s, I don't offer a refund at this point just because they're one and done, they're deliverables. I'm just sharing all of the content up front. And at this point, I just have paid my dues in many ways and established so much content and social proof online. It's kind of like, look, I have a reputation for creating some of the best courses in my industry, and so this product is going to be no different. Now, for my higher end courses, we're talking $1,000, $2,000. I do offer a conditional refund, and that's where I recommend you start with your courses, where you basically say, hey, if you do the work, and you have to be very clear what the work means, like fill out this many worksheets in the course, do these action steps, like you want to list every single thing out so that there's no confusion. What does it mean to do the work so I can get a refund? After you do that, what you can say is, okay, if you do the work, email it in within X days after buying, then I will offer you a refund. But if you don't do the work, then I'm not going to give you a refund because you're not going to get results if you don't do the work. And so what that does is it still minimizes the potential risk for a buyer, where if they are serious and they're like, okay, I'm going to do the work. If I don't get the results, then I can get a refund. It's a completely different mindset from someone who's coming in and thinking, okay, I don't know if I should, I don't know if I am even going to try this. I'm most likely going to refund, but let me just check it out just in case. Completely different mindset, right? And it makes it also very serious, where you can say, hey, look, don't even buy if you're not serious about this, because that's a waste of your time and money and my money and time as well. And I mean, I say that in my marketing up front. And so with that, then you can say, however, if you're serious and you do the work and it doesn't work out for you, then I will give you a refund. I will bear that risk if you do what you need to do. So that's where I recommend that you start out. I started out that way with all of my courses. And then eventually when it got to the point where I was kind of, I was more established, and I had all this social proof, and it was really, look, I would love to help you, but I'm not going to deal with the hassle of working with people who aren't serious. If you're going to do it, right? I moved into, for some of my courses, not offering refunds. And I made it very clear why. It wasn't because I didn't want to give people refunds. It was, look, I've seen the type of people that succeed. There are people who want to come in and make it work without the safety net of a refund policy. Also, this is my life's work. I've put in so many years of my life working with thousands of students to craft this, and it's like a university, right? Universities don't offer refunds. At this point, I see myself as kind of Louisa Joe University, right? So that's the kind of progression that I pretty much recommend all of my students move through, that I move through myself, and what I recommend for you. So that's it for really thinking through if you should offer refunds or guarantees. And now you know the reasoning behind everything, and you can choose what's best for yourself. I do have another video for you, as I mentioned earlier, which starts out talking about, hey, should I list my prices on my website or not? Because that's another super common question I get, especially for new coaches starting out. So that video will be either somewhere on the screen or in the link below. So make sure that you check that out if you're wanting to understand which way you should go for that. And then the other thing that I have for you is a really great PDF on how to build your own six-figure coaching business to break free from your 9-to-5. Really fun side note, it's called the Escape Velocity Plan, and it's a throwback to my days as an engineer for the space station, where the term escape velocity is the speed that you need to be going at to break free from Earth's gravity. And so fun joke, or not a joke, but fun just as like inside thing, I guess, for us to share is that it really is about what you need to do to build momentum to break free of the gravity of your 9-to-5. Anyways, very, very serious topic, just a fun note there, but that PDF is again either somewhere on this screen and or linked in the description below. So that's it for today. One more thing actually, if you loved this video, go ahead and leave me a comment, let me know, and also make sure you subscribe to be notified every week when I release another amazing training on how to build your own online business. All right, thanks so much for watching and being here, and I will see you next time.